Okay, thank you. Now we're going to move to the section where each candidate will have 2 minutes to make a closing statement. Reversing the order of the opening statement, we'll start with Dan.
Sure. Thank you very much again for this, and thank you to Carolyn for participating. I think this was very useful, and it again pointed up some of the very real differences between myself and my opponent, and to my mind, they boil down to this. In response after response, and frankly, going back to the beginning of this campaign, it is evident that we both see the same problems facing our state right now. We just see a different cause. I believe the problem with our state government right now at core is that they take too much of our money and they spend it irresponsibly. My opponent refers to the need for new revenues. She apparently thinks that the problem with state government is they don't take enough of our money. And at base, that's a real difference, and that gives the voters a real choice. If you elect me on November 4th, I will go to the State House and I will stand up as an independent voice. Independent, not in the sense of the independent political party or independent of political party, but I mean independent of the machine that runs Beacon Hill right now, the supermajority that takes debate behind closed doors where the public can't see it, and that spends our money like it's their own, and that turns time after time after time to us for more tolls and for higher taxes and for higher fees, and year after year promises reform that never comes. Right now we're facing a financial crisis, and a friend of mine the other day analogized it, the state government, to an addict. Our state government is addicted to spending, and now they've hit rock bottom. And the governor is being forced now to propose and hopefully to implement some reforms that were talked about in the last election cycle and for some reason didn't happen until we hit rock bottom. We need to be sure that when we come out of this, which we will, things move in cycles and we'll be in good economic times again, hopefully soon. When we get there, we have to make sure we have more voices willing to stand up and say, let's not do that again. Let's spend the money we get responsibly. Let's quit dipping into taxpayer pockets. I will be that voice, and I ask for your vote on November 4th. Thank you.
Carolyn?
Thank you also to Dan for being here tonight, and I agree that what you've heard here tonight illustrates some differences in our approach. I believe that during campaign season, there's often a lot of talk about, wasteful spending. I think, election cycle after election cycle, we talk about wasteful spending, and then the reality is making things actually happen is difficult, and it's difficult as one voice to go up there and as much as you want to make change and being, the tilting at windmills, I think the reality is that to make change, we need to work together. And I think that is a fundamental different change that we need to bring to state government to say, look, we need to put our political agendas aside and recognize that we are at a bad place right now. We do have some difficult economic challenges ahead of us, and the only way that we are going to make progress toward a better future, and I agree with Dan that in fact there will be a better future, but let's address in a constructive way the inherent challenges that we have, the systemic fiscal problems that we have. It's an unsustainable system right now, and simply going in there and thinking that there's going to be easy money to cut out, or somehow there's money under the rug up at the State House, I just don't believe that's true. And I believe that we need to look at these problems in a thoughtful way, come up with thoughtful, productive solutions, and then we need to work together to actually make them happen. So I will certainly bring experience at the local level in getting things done. I will bring a full-time commitment to not only the job, but to our communities, and maintaining a thoughtful, continuous dialogue with our communities to make sure that our interests are represented on Beacon Hill in a straightforward and thoughtful way. And I'd appreciate your vote on November 4th. Thank you.
Thank you, both. Now, on behalf of Talk of the Town, excuse me, I want to thank Carolyn Dykema and Dan Haley for participating in this debate. Wish them well. I also want to thank Jim Kleinkopf, our South Regional Editor for the Metro West Daily News, for serving on the panel. And Jim, it's been great doing this with you for 2 times now. For our viewers, we hope that this program has given you a better understanding of the candidates and their positions on the issues facing the state and the 8th Middlesex District. If you have any comments about this show or issues raised, you can reach us by calling 429-8979 or writing an email to the address on the screen. During this hour, we have touched on just a few basic issues, and to learn more about the candidates and their positions on the issues, you can go to their websites that are shown on the screen also. We want to also please remember that to vote on November 4th, this is an extremely important election because we will elect a new president of the United States, send a senator to Congress, decide on our next state representative from the 8th Middlesex District, and vote on a few very interesting ballot questions, one of which we talked about tonight. If you have any questions about voting, please check with the town's clerk office at 508-429-0601. And thank you for watching, and good night.